getting ready to take off. Having lots of fun.
Bye, Ryder.
Bye.
Hello, world.
Hi, world. So, we went on a trip, didn't we?
Yeah, 30 days. Cool. Okay, so we started out on this journey, 30 days, 3 states. We're calling it pulling a trifecta. We did California, Oregon, and Washington. Went up and came back down.
Actually, we went up the central part of California, Oregon, and Washington, and then came down the coast. So, we first stopped off at Shasta Lake,
California.
and then we went up to go see Erica in Portland, Oregon. Then we went and saw Jack.
And Julia, and Olympia, Washington.
And Brittany.
And Brittany. And Nick.
Well, we saw Nick later.
And then we also went to see Kenny and Cindy.
Yes.
Up in...
Trenton?
No, I can't think of the
Hey!
Do, bleep, bleep, bleep.
And then after that, there was absolutely no plans. We had no idea where we were going to sleep the next night, what we were going to do that day, where we were going to stop, which direction we were going to go. We kind of had an idea, but it led us to other places.
Yeah, I mean, the initial start was to go to Shasta Lake, California, but we actually stopped outside of Holister, California, or was it Gilroy?
Where the dinosaurs were.
Gilroy. Was it Gilroy?
Hollister.
Hollister. At Swank Farms. Yeah, Swank Farms. They do an annual
fall festival.
Yeah, corn maze type thing, and they had dinosaurs on the side of the road. So we took pictures of dinosaurs.
So I thought that was a great start to our trip. It was like seeing those dinosaurs and pulling over and checking those out was like, I knew our trip was going to be good.
There's a whole bunch of dinosaurs over there.
Alright, so we've just started our trip and we're just outside of Holister, and we were driving down the freeway and Brian saw the dinosaurs, so we took the road and followed it and discovered that this is Swank Farms. Shasta, well, the smoke, the more north we started going on Highway 5, the smokier it got. And because of all the fires going on, which is really sad. But by the time we got to Shasta, the smoke wasn't too bad. I mean, you could still kind of see it. You could still smell it, but it was doable. So we ended up getting to Shasta Lake to go do the caverns at around 4:30, and their last tour was 4 o'clock. So we went in and talked to the girls that were in there. Hi. Oh, how did that? She said, "Bye. Always make sure to say hi, smile, or something like that." What was it she said? I liked it, but hi. Anyway, the girls were telling us that no, we couldn't park in their parking lot overnight. If we head back up the road, there was a turn that we could make to go camp at a campground. And so we were telling her, well, we'll just come back in the morning. And she said, no, don't come back in the morning. Just wait until around noon when the smoke is lifted. we're like, okay. So we left. We drove up the road. We went and checked out the campsite, and it was fairly empty, and they looked all right. So at the office there, it said go to the marina to register for the campsites. So we drove back out of the campground, went down to the marina, and it was a grocery store restaurant, right?
Yeah.
And we talked to a really nice gal there. Sorry, I don't remember your name. We met so many people, and I should have written down the names of everybody that we
But
talked to.
she was from Santa Cruz.
Yes, she was. And she was really nice.
She's a local girl.
She was really nice, and she was telling us that we could go down to where all the houseboats were and check out the houseboats. We could go walk in and look around.
There are 2 full staterooms in that one. And then our next one over that direction with the small dog house there, that's called a marquee, and that sleeps 12. That'd be like that boat there.
This one right here?
12. This is a premier. This will sleep 10, I believe. 8 or 10 on that one.
And you said the smaller ones were over there, the little day.
Yeah, day use stuff is all right there in that area. Everything from those. I mean, you can rent it for more than one day if you want. If you want it for multiple days, that's fine too. They're really flexible on what they'll rent.
Now, if we were to rent a houseboat like this and we're out in the middle of the lake, we could just drop anchor and stay overnight?
Yeah, what you do is you pull into shore and put in a couple of stakes there and just anchor up, you know. We don't supply an anchor. You could drift for a number of hours just out in the middle if that's what you want to do too, you know. You don't have to pull into shore, but you know, by morning you might not know where you are.
Well, so they don't have anchors, but you have grounding stakes.
Yes.
Pin stakes for the shore.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you have ropes and you pull them off at like a 40-degree angle or so, and just up on shore. Yeah. And then you'll have to back offshore just a little bit each night because the lake is dropping anywhere from 10 inches to a foot a day.
Oh, wow.
So depending on the shoreline, if you're pulling up against a shore like that, you could probably stay 2 nights without having to move. If you're on a less steep bank shoreline,
right,
then it's more exaggerated. When it goes down, it'll actually go down further. I mean,
right.
It's exaggerated when it's flatter, so they can get stuck that way. But that's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Okay, you
All
guys
right.
have a great
Appreciate
evening.
it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow, it's hot in here.
Yeah. And I don't like this one because it's like your sleeping area is also the kitchen. So
Oh, really?
in the morning, if you came in to make coffee, there'd be people sleeping everywhere. Yeah, I like that other one better. The other one you get it with 10 friends and they all have their bunk or whatever.
Their own private room.
And then that way when
Instead
you get up
of
when you get up in the
sleeping
morning, it's
here.
only got one refrigerator. So when you get up in the morning, you're not having people sleeping in the kitchen.
Nope, it's one more.
One more?
Yep.
This is the one with the slide?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yep.
But it's hot in this one too. So see, this one has the same kitchen in the front. But you make sure you don't have enough people so nobody has to sleep here.
Yeah, see, I like this setup much better.
But if you're sleeping here, I mean, in the evening when everybody's still partying and you're trying to sleep, that's tough. But this one's set up the same way. This is another big one. And this one does not have the slide. The one that I was going into has a slide.
Oh,
See?
yep, you were right.
Well, you can see it from here, though.
Heck, we could hop over.
I don't know.
That does look like fun, though.
Except it barely ends at the back side of your boat.
Yeah.
So if you short cheated yourself, you didn't.
Oh, see,
There's
here's
another
more
one.
with slides.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to short cheat yourself, that's for sure.
Yeah. Taking. There's no water on the slide. You grind skin, and all of a sudden you stop.
And if the bigger ones are not something that you want, these are definitely a smaller one.
Yeah, this looks like all kitchen. Yeah, this one.
Well, it actually has a place on top.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you'd have to have a place on top. Look at the back deck on this one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a little Evinrude 75 to push this thing around. God, you'd be going slow. Yeah, you're gonna have to have an upper deck to hang out on because this is tiny. Yeah. I mean, who wants to go out on a boat and hang out inside all day?
Right? Store, restaurant, shop area.
Yeah, and apparently it's equipment rentals too.
Oh, I thought she said the equipment rentals we did down there.
Oh, I thought she said she did all of it up there. And
but we found out that the campground, the price was $48, and we're like, we're not starting off our trip paying $48 when we could camp overnight for free somewhere. We don't need hookups.
Right. Yeah.
We just started our trip. So we drove, it was somewhere near the campground though, wasn't it?
What, Bailey's Cove?
I think Bailey's Cove was a separate boat dock, but it was closed because the water level was so low. So we went and drove over there to check it out, and it's an empty parking lot. We're like, well, heck, there's nothing that says no overnight camping. We're going to camp overnight. Bailey's Cove. It's 7:20 at night and 92 degrees. Hi there. Hi.
So we did.
Yep.
But that was after we checked out those killer boats, the houseboats.
The houseboats, yeah.
More to come, people. And it gets better as the days went by. Once the smoke finally cleared out, it became an awesome trip.
Yeah, that was the other thing. The smoke the next day, well, actually that night when we were camping in the parking lot, the vents, we had all the vents and windows open because we couldn't run the AC. We weren't hooked up to anything. And I could just, as the night went on, I could smell the smoke worse and worse and worse and worse. And then in the morning, it was so bad. I could taste it on the back of my throat. I could hardly breathe. It was nasty. It was so bad, we decided not to wait until noon to go do the Carlsbad Caverns. We just left.
Shasta Caverns.
Shasta Caverns, what did I say?
Carlsbad. She's got Carlsbad Caverns on her mind.
Because I was looking at a
wants
map.
to go now.
I was looking at a map and I saw Carlsbad, and I went, ooh, Carlsbad Caverns. So, no, this was Shasta Caverns. And so we ended up not seeing the Shasta Caverns, which was kind of a bummer. Oh, and then we stopped off at a little grocery store, didn't we? And the guy,
Talked to the brothers.
Yeah, that ran this grocery store.
And his house was flagged for not being able to save if the fire got that close.
Oh, could you imagine if your home, all these fires going on around your home, and your home gets tagged not savable? If the fire gets to your house, they're not going to try to save it. That sucks.
Yeah, that would be bad news. Mm-hmm. Agree.
All right, so more to come, better to come, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah, it gets, as the days go by, it gets cool. You'll enjoy it.
Yeah. All right, bye.
Bye now.